Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to the Bessemer and Lake Erie in HO scale. My name is Ray Brown. I've been working on this layout, coming up on a year and a half now. Based on the Bessemer and Lake Erie Railroad, and around 1952, but I always say with some liberties. Been a while since I did an update. No real reason. Just been busy between work, traveling a little bit. Got to go to IMTS, which is the International Manufacturing Technology Show in Chicago. It's every 2 years. And we had our NMRA Division 12 mini meet, which was really great. Got to see a bunch of fantastic clinics from a bunch of people, and met a guy that really inspired me a lot. Boy, now I can't think of his name, but it was the guy that built the South Penn Railroad. And was in Model Railroader in the mid-90s. Anyway, let's talk about some of the things I've gotten done here. One, if I can pull it up here. Oh boy. All right, here we go. So posted a video here the other day of this train climbing the KO line, and I just thought I'd kind of go over that a little bit. So as we're backing back down the hill here, so this will be KO Junction. So we are going south as you go to the left. So anywhere in the layout, south is always to the left. And so at KO, you have the choice to stay on the closer track to us here and go through the town of Greenville, or you can bypass the town of Greenville on the KO line, which is kind of how it works in real life. The difference is the KO line stays pretty flat in real life, and the line through Greenville has to go up and down pretty good hills. And on my world, that's exactly backwards. As I get the layout more built, it'll maybe become more obvious, but it was just the only way I could make it work. Anyway, for those of you that are Bessemer fans or know anything about the Bessemer, I did something kind of perverse here. Yeah, that's my own little joke. The Canadian National bought the Bessemer in 2004, so I figured back in my era here, in circa 1952, it would be kind of funny to throw a couple Canadian National hoppers in. So anyway, KO line, starting here, we're climbing at 2%. And this is about a 30-inch radius curve. The locomotive is BLI. That's TCS version 4.5 with a Tangman speaker in it. And by the time we get up to that post-it note there in the background, we're going to climb about 8 inches. So let's see, let's just walk this way. So starting here will be the beginning of the Osgood Viaduct. And the Osgood Viaduct, picture of it right there, will come across the back of the scene, cross the Erie, and disappear in, jump in the helix on the second lap of the helix. So the helix is going to gain 4 inches of a wrap. So by the time it comes back around for the second time, it'll be 8 inches high, in line with the end of the KO line there. And what you can see me start laying out here in the foreground is Shenango Yard. So, not quite sure how I'm going to do the scenery here yet. I think I'm just going to have a nice little hillside. I might continue the hill up the back into the corner. And then some of this I think is just going to be a retaining wall. I probably will put a arch or something in for, what is it, Little Shenango River there. But you can see this engine's got no problem pulling this train up this hill. And that's good. That was one of the things we're out here testing. So, pretty happy with how the KO line's coming together. I think it's going to add some operational fun for how we handle trains kind of running out of direction, if you will. All right, so that is one thing, air quotes, done. Transfer table. I have posted a little bit of this, but I want to do a full video on exactly how I did this at some point here. But I've got it basically working on a TCS MC2 decoder. And boy, you can't really tell, but that light's working. So, boy, you can't see that at all, can you? But it's, I just have it set to engine 99. And you just rev it up and rev it down like it was any other locomotive. So that's about full speed right there. So there's no indexing on this. This is the old Walthers kit. You just got to drive it. So I'm going to have to figure out some visual markers of how you know when you're lined up. But I don't think it'll be hard to line it up because you can just crawl with this thing. You can move so slow. I mean, that's speed step 10 right there, and I mean, it is just barely moving. It's got a lot of gear reduction in it. So, kind of a nice job that Walthers did with this. Had a heck of a time getting it built here. You can actually see all the screws I have holding it down, except in the front. So this is just a 20,000 styrene strip that I cut to fit in between the rails, painted, and it's just laying in there right now. So I got to get the other three done. And the only other fun thing I had was this is 4 feet long, and you can only get rail in 3-foot sections. So the rail in there, I actually cut, and you can see the little solder joint right there. I soldered 6 inches on each end, so the joints wouldn't be in line with the joints of the pit. All right. Other things that we've gotten done here. Can't remember if this was in or not, but calling this Unity Junction and the Renton Mine. As soon as the ore train passes here. We did get this interlocked, which had a few people come over, were very adamant that I needed to hurry up and get this interlocked. So there's the micro switches on that side and the micro switches on that side. And I've tested this all out, even with the keep alive in the engines, kills them in plenty of time. No danger in anything going off the edge. So that was a good thing done. And now that I'm sitting here seeing it, I was part of building GE Fort Worth. I was a mining guy back then, and set up the OHV plant in Fort Worth, Texas. Spec'd all the machining equipment, bought it all, flew around the world watching it all get built. Wrote an awful lot of the programs. Had some good guys working with me down there. Richard Woodley, I just saw at IMTS. And Mike Wallace, I think, is still down there. Good guys. And a lot of great guys on the floor. A lot of really, really great guys on the floor. Some of them I still talk to on Facebook. But a good crew, good time in my life. And they gave these coins out if you did something cool. And I think I got this one for cutting a ton of cycle time out of machining apart, but I wish they would have kept that tradition going. It was kind of neat. I got a couple of these. Alright. What else? Oh, probably the only other really big thing done is the second track. Second track is done up to here, which is the Allegheny Industrial District. So if I want to run the second track, I have to cross over here. And let's see, we can actually follow these guys here for a minute. This is my Athearn Genesis F set, older set, not the set that just got released. So, kind of fun thinking about the Bessemer when it would have been double tracked and just how busy it must have been. I'm hoping to bring that back to life here a little bit. And for anybody that doesn't know, that's kind of what this will look like someday. Just an absolutely gigantic bridge over the Allegheny River. And it'll be my Union Railroad line going off into nowhere. But well, I guess that's something else that I did. Started making these location tags. So you know where you are on the railroad, and if there was a joining railroad there, I put both their logos in. I thought that was kind of fun. I'm doing that with my laser cutter. And because you know, we had the open house, had about, I don't know, 10 or 12 people come visit the layout, and got things cleaned up pretty good down here, which was long overdue. So pretty thankful for that. And we did start getting the yard laid out, so it starts giving me a sense that there's going to be a lot of cars here, which back up again because I got all these pictures up now. You know, North Bessemer was a serious place at one point in time in history. So, so these are all ties. I've been experimenting with the laser cutter, and you can see I got everything laid out here. So I'm going to hand lay all these. It's my plan. I'm going to try to hand lay all these as continuous rail, code 70. You know, boy, wish me luck. I know what I'm in for. I've built a lot of switches, so we'll see if I give up or not. But and I may. I reserve that right. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I cut all these myself here, all these wood ties. So I'm thinking we're just going to glue it all in place and lay the rail in place, and we're going to see how it goes. It's the worst thing that can happen. I decided it was the dumbest thing I ever tried and tear it all up. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Really enjoyed making some of these. Got this whole second track done, just kind of chiseling away at it. The people that came over during the open house were just fantastic, and shout out to Scott that stopped in and was showing me some pictures of Tipple in the Western Allegheny branch built out of B&O hoppers. It was something I had never seen or heard of before, and I feel like that's saying something considering I spend a lot of time researching all this stuff, and definitely don't think I know everything, but it's pretty rare. I'm surprised by something I've completely never heard of. And that was something I hadn't. I just had never heard of it, and it was really cool. He got me some pictures. and I think I'm going to have to model it. You know, if it was exactly in my era or not, you know, forget it. That's cool. I'm going to model that. So that'll be on the second deck up here somewhere. I'll find a home for it. And, you know, I've been tweaking things, you know, finding trouble spots in the track and fixing things as I go. And I'm sure that'll go on for years, probably. And once I get operating, I'm sure we'll find all kinds of problems. This will be CE. I'll start working on the ramp down to Erie before too long, I hope. And I'm taking that track there, do a couple industries in Albion, and I think I'm going to build Roger Brothers trailer and make it a rail-served industry on my layout, because it's my railroad and I can do that. And I think it'd be kind of cool. You could ship trailers out on flat cars and take box cars of, you know, tires or brake pads or who knows what in, and maybe some flat cars of steel. So it'd be a neat industry, I think. How you doing, Betty? Betty's out here making sure I'm not breaking any of the rules. Hartstown swamp scene. Might be one of the first areas I try to scenic. I keep thinking about it. You know, shouldn't be too hard to do. I also did get a chance to visit Ed Cronin in his Bessemer layout, and wow, was that just amazing. Everybody told me I was really going to be impressed, and I was. Alright, so that brings us to KO, where normally, if the layout was finished, I would continue on past the tower there and up the hill where we took the train earlier. But because the second deck isn't built yet, I would have to cross over at this point and run the loop that way. I'd also like to mention my sister Ashley and her husband Nathan came over Sunday during my open house and kept some trains running for me. We won't mention how many safety violations they had, but they tried. And we had some fun. So all good. That's what the railroad's here for, is to share and let people enjoy it. So it was a good time. All right. Well, like I said, it's been long overdue. Definitely long overdue since a layout update. And I'm probably forgetting a few things here. I mean, I guess I know one thing I forgot. I don't think I've shown it in a video yet. And that's, I got the Roundhouse Lights done. Maybe I did cover this before, but it's really great. I'm really enjoying it. So, engine terminal's going to take a lot of work yet. I'm probably going to redo the leads here and kind of rethink how a couple things are going to work. But that's probably down the road a little bit. I've got bigger fish to fry. And probably can't see it in this stained picture. This was a Bessemer passenger train in Erie. And I did buy this print from Pennsylvania Railroad Museum because, man, it's just a good picture. But if you look carefully behind the 903 there's a two-door baggage car. And then there is an RPO with two baggage doors. See that a lot in some of the pictures. Passenger car, a combine, and another passenger car. Well, dang it. I had a gentleman selling off a pretty good collection. I picked up this two-door baggage car. And I picked up this two-door RPO. I got a re-letter here at some point. A passenger car and a combine, and I've got a couple more passenger cars. I can build that train exactly the way it is in that picture. So, now, these are the kind of things only I get excited about. Anyway, you've listened to me ramble on enough. Let's go ahead and watch this ore train cross Bridge 38, and we'll sign off and call it a night. How's that?